high school, I entered the Akita University, and I development faculty of
工学部だったらファカルティのエンジニア
じゃなくてエデュケーションで、my tema is analysis for the prospect using radioisotope. Graduate, I moved to the university and entered the nanobase laboratory. I studied about the electrocalculation to eliminate the contaminants. And that's lead to isotope. Maybe this month I can graduate the school. If Kanara sensei admits me. Please, お願いします。
Go to the atomic Japan.
Japan Atomic Japan Atomic JEA Energy Association JEA. I forget the
日本原理から
日本研究開発機構。
M に似てる形ですね。
はい。M2 の現役で。
こ
の3月、これ多分今
終了する。
メイン。
もう発表終わったんです。プレゼンテーション。はい。じゃあ次 next please participant.
My name is Satya Chandra Vibhavasakti from Logan 9. I was born in Yogyakarta province in Indonesia, and then when I was a child I moved to another province in Indonesia, that's then South Sumatra and Riau, and then I go back to Yogyakarta when I was junior high school, and then stayed junior high school, senior high school in Yogyakarta, and then I was entranced the analytical chemistry, and then continue to the master degree in Gajah Mada University, analytical chemistry, and now I have a chance to visit and stay in Japan, supported by the Genesis program, and we have a training and lab works here.
So you are a student in Indonesia?
Yeah, I already graduated from master course in Indonesia. I interest in the modification and synthesis of material for the environmental pollutant. That's
after finished the Genesis program.
after Genesis. After Genesis program, I will back to Indonesia and then join my previous group to do some research about absorption using silica gels, and maybe become job hunter.
Absorption of what?
Absorption of the heavy metal ions and the organic pollutant by using silica gels as material. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Maria Charmena Ates. I came from the Philippines, and I am lucky to be part of this program. Back in my country, maybe after going to high school, I entered Mindanao State University. By the way, I came from the southern part of the Philippines. It's one of maybe the biggest city in one of the main islands of Philippines, Iligan City. So when I entered my college, I took up Bachelor of Science in Biology. So my interest is in biology. And after 4 years, I graduated from the course and I became a research assistant. And I have been working with coastal resource management. It's a research project for 2 years. And after that, I was given a chance to work on another special project. It's still related in coastal resource management. But this time, I handle information education campaign. It's like giving talks. It's like educating, usually fisher folk communities, about how to handle fisheries resources. So after that, I work with one of the department of our country. It's the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. And this time, I work on environmental impact assessment. And during the time that I was working with DENR, I was dealing with mining projects. So I came across different mining industries and usually go over their proposals on how to go about their mining activities. So after that, I was given the chance to receive my master's degree, and I took up Master of Science in Fisheries Biology for 2 years. So just last year, I graduated from my master's course, and after 5 months, I was lucky to be part of the Genesis program. And now I am working in Kurosaki Sensei's laboratory, and I am doing a research. It's an effect of a PAH, is a polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbon, the pyrene, to PC12 cells. Actually, I am interested with the topic because in my country, oil spill is a common disaster. So because of that, petroleum products are spread in the coastal communities. And I have seen one part of my country that the ecosystem was really damaged because of the oil spill. So there are no studies yet on the effect of the PAH to organism. So that's why through Kurosaki Sensei's laboratory, he has given me the chance to at least see a little on how this chemical affect biological aspect of the environment. That's all.
So coastal resource management is related to the fisheries. Fisherman, management fisherman, or the resources in the city. Both you're taking to that. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Vina Francisca. I'm come from Indonesia, same like Satya, but different place. I'm come from Central Kalimantan. I was born on Sampit. It was one of district of Central Kalimantan. I stayed there until junior high school. But when senior high school, I moved to Palangkaraya. It's a big town in Central Kalimantan. And after my senior high school, I entered University of Palangkaraya. And my major is forestry there. And after I finished my undergraduate, I joined some non-government officer NGO, it's Wetland International Indonesia program for almost 5 years. And in that NGO, I'm working with, that NGO had concern about the restoration, especially in the peatland. So we have some program, some research about groundwater level and also surface water level in the peatland, and also how to give some human development to the people around the peatland, because as we know, peatland in Central Kalimantan is really damaged and always happen forest fire in our place. And after 5 years I'm working there, I entered my master course, but now I still not finish it, and I have chance to join Genesis program, and there I am here, and in this program I belong to Tanaka Sensei Lab. Actually, I have interest in the carbon stock, especially in the peatland, but when I come here, I saw a chance to study about chemistry, because actually I don't really like chemistry, but I think it's a good chance to study something that we always skip it. But now I think I enjoy it, and I think that's all. Thank you very much.
So what's your future plan?
My first future is finish my master course.
Oh,
Yeah, I should finish it. Maybe after that, I will create my another new dream again. Since
yeah.
Good afternoon. I'm Julius Adam Velasco Lopez, or just Julius. You know?
No. How go mo?
So I was born in Malolos, Malolos City, Bulacan Province. It's near the capital, Manila. And then after high school, I was born 1987. When Sensei was PhD. I was just born in that year. And then after high school, I was accepted in University of the Philippines, Diliman. Not really in Manila, in Quezon City, but it's very near Manila, the capital. So it's quite in the capital region. So it's in Diliman, so University of the Philippines, Diliman, Quezon City. Then for 4 years, or maybe 3.5, I studied BS Chemistry. Then after graduating BS Chemistry, I was given a chance to work as a research assistant in my thesis advisor's laboratory. I replaced Miss Andy, you know, Miss Andy's work, Miss Andrea Anas in Kino Sensei Laboratory. So for 6 months, I continued her work in natural products. So we were working on organic chemistry of plants, trees. We were trying to look for compounds in those trees and plants. Then after 6 months, I joined the faculty of the Institute of Chemistry and worked as a laboratory instructor. So I handle college students teaching maybe basic chemistry, general laboratory course, organic, and also handle physical chemistry, the general lab course. So until now, I am an instructor and on study leave, and also a master student. But since Genesis program, I joined the Genesis program. I have not finished the master's course yet. Also in chemistry. So now for my thesis, I'm working with Okino Sensei in Fido University. Also, and then maybe I will, when I go back to Philippines, I will defend my thesis hopefully and finish my master's, and maybe hopefully proceed to the doctor course. So it's my undergraduate and master's thesis is quite the same, both natural products. But this time in my master's thesis, it's marine natural products. So not on trees, but quite the same. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. I've been to Philippine University, but not Philippine University. But I went to the IDI, International Research Institute.
No, maybe.
So I've been there twice there. So maybe PNU is next to IDI. Is that the same? Is that the same place?
No sense.
No,
It's different.
a different place. So you told me that you are in a very close to the center of Manila.
Yes, Sensei. But maybe quite near, maybe 30 minutes from PNU. Is it
PNU? Yeah, PNU. But my understanding, maybe it takes maybe 1 hour, 70 minutes or something. That's from the center of Manila to the PNU.
Yeah, my university is near PNU, maybe 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Adalan Kriyangi Vipin. You can call me Vipin. I born in southern part of India. It's named Kerala. It's one of the beautiful place in India. And in the same year, just Julius said. After my undergrad school, preliminary school, only 10 years in the same school. After that, I joined for +2 higher secondary school. Then I joined for bachelor degree, bachelor in chemistry, It's a mixed all chemistry, inorganic, organic, and physical chemistry. Then that was done in Kannur University. Then I moved to Cochin University of Science and Technology as for environmental engineering. It's mainly wastewater treatment and environmental chemistry, environmental management. Also, it's a mixed program. Then I moved to, for master thesis, I went to Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi. From there, I got my master research thesis. Then I graduated in Master of Environmental Engineering. After that, I joined to Genesis program. Here I am synthesizing material for adsorbing contaminants. Before finishing the Genesis program, I appeared for entrance examination for doctor course in Hokkaido University. I'm very happy to know that I already passed the examination. I will continue my doctor course in Hokkaido University.
After Genesis program.
After thank you.
Another party.
So I am the last. Thank you for being patient. My name is Awaludin Nurmianto. I was born at Sumatra Island. It is in Indonesia. And then from the until high school, I in Sumatra Island. And then when university, I go to Java Island in Yogyakarta. I entered the Islamic University of Indonesia. My major is environmental engineering. And then after that, I continue master degree in urban waste management and Gajah Mada University. It's quite same because in environmental engineering, I also study about the waste management, especially designing of water and wastewater treatment. In my bachelor degree, my specialty is in environmental management about water. And I involved in some project with the German government office, like we are monitoring about the groundwater, and also we are monitoring about the river water. And then now I happy given opportunity to join the Genesis program. In here I sharpening my ability in chemistry, because in environmental engineering it is so wide, and then in here I little bit study about the analytical using some instrument in chemistry, and I belong to Kamiya Sensei Laboratory. I study about the photocatalytic for water quality enhancement. And then after finishing this Genesis program, I will defend my thesis in Gajah Mada University. My thesis is about developing of ceramic membrane for the water filtration. And then happily I give an opportunity to become a teaching assistant in my former university in Islamic University of Indonesia. So when I back to Indonesia, I as a teaching assistant on the same department, environmental engineering. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi. Okay. Thank you for introducing yourself. So let me start my talk first of all. And please, first of all, please watch this. See this brochure. This one. And this is the essence of the today's workshop. And the final output, what I'm expected to write is this one. This one. So the problems. Maybe first of all, you should know what is the problem, and second is the solutions or adaptations. So this is what I want to do for the final at the end of this workshop, and let each groups to give a talk in front of the participants. So this is the conclusion of the workshop. So and also, for example, for the three, this one, is this one. Four papers in one brochure, and this is one of the examples of the workshop. And I sometimes organize the global risk management workshop in every places. And this picture is I conducted it together with my students in AIT, Asian Institute of Technology in Bangkok. And there are those girls sitting in front. There are 6 girls here, but no Japanese here. They're coming from Sri Lanka, and Vietnam, Thailand, Nepal, and so I forgot the country name. Maybe Malaysia, but they are not Japanese. So and also the output. This is the output of the workshop. So please think of what kind of topics you are going to discuss this workshop. But before that, I will give you examples or the procedure of how to think of that. And the final one, this one is another. This brochure is one of my main research topics, and I named this Kaipane. I created this concept: climate, agriculture, impacts, forecast, and adaptation, so-called Kaipa. So this is the concept and the impact and adaptation. So one of my solutions is, because my background is information technology, so making use of a website or iPhone or a smartphone, what I'm going to do is to provide the information to the farmers and also the people who live on this earth. That's another solution. So please read through this. So anyway, so first of all, and also the second one. This is this one. This one is another analysis of my research, and this suggests that this area suggests that the supply of. I'm targeting on the rice productions, because the total population of the world, maybe almost 50% of the total population of the world living in Asian countries. And why such a huge amount of people can survive, can live, is because of the rice production. The rice plays very, very important roles, especially to the Asian countries. So this is one of my results of one of my papers. And red area suggests that the more rice they can export, they can produce the red colored areas. They are producing rice maybe twice or 3 times a year, and they have enough rice, so they can export rice to the outside of their regions. But blue area suggests area rice is not sufficient, so they have to buy or they have to import rice from other places. So some of your participants of these groups are coming from Philippines. So in case of Philippines, last year, Philippine people suffering from very serious typhoon. Typhoon destroyed everything. So they cannot produce enough rice for them to eat. So they have to import rice from outside. But the price of rice in Thailand is a little bit expensive for the Philippine people to buy. So I heard that the Philippine people mainly buying rice, importing rice from Vietnam. But what happens in Vietnam is now because of economic development. So the economic development is going on, and Japanese government trying to build a Shinkansen in Vietnam, and also the Japanese government are trying to build a nuclear power plants in Vietnam. So my understanding is maybe Vietnam, the production of rice in Vietnam might be decreased in the future. So that's another risk for the people who live in Philippines. So maybe you can see this figure, and you will know what will happen. And also maybe you can work on the topics of how to solve this problem, or how to adapt the shortage of rice is one idea of each participant. So this is a brief story of the brochure. So I'm going to give a talk about it for a while, maybe it's a half an hour, something like that. And then we divide into the groups. And then starting the workshop. So anyway, so let's start the presentation. So maybe the contents of presentation is almost all the same なんですけど、これって田中先生まだ皆さんに配ってないですよね。配ってないですよね。
すいません。
大丈夫です。で、the topic is a global risk management. So each of you, what do you think? What is a global risk management? Please explain about what is global risk management. Everyone is okay, please. It's kind of workshop, so it's not only the lecture. So if you are asked what is global risk management,
maybe in my bachelor I study about the environmental impact assessment. It is how to know the impact of something project to the environment. Maybe it is the specialty of like global risk management. In global risk management, maybe if you want to make some activity or if you want to invest something on the special project, how it is impact to the people, how it is impact to the maybe our revenue or something like that. We analyze about that. But the global is in a larger scale, I think.
Yeah, that's true. And global risk is kind of even the global, so not only the each regions, but maybe the impacts might be connected to another areas. For example, nowadays in Japan, the price of fuel is increasing, and compared with last week, I'm very much surprised to know that 6 yen rise, maybe almost more than 1%, 5% or something like that increase only in 1 week. Do you know the reason why? Why it happens?
Libya.
Why? Libya? What?
Libya.
Libya and?
The instability in the Middle East right now, the political issues right now. The Middle East is affecting the price of oil.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe the price of oil is continuing to increase. So because of the Middle East problems. Yeah, so those kind of things we have to deal with global risk management. This time global scale demand and supply structure for rice, but maybe we can change these topics in in another way. For example, global risk management based on like information technology, or global risk management on the fuel problems, or global risk management on the bioremediation, and maybe your specialties. So this is the topics of the global risk management. So what I'm going, mainly this time, as an example, I will introduce to you about the demand and supply structure for rice, mainly because you are coming from the Asian countries. So この辺はmy background. So I'm now teaching topics about the global risk management and e-commerce, Internet Information Technology, and MOT, Management of Technology. It's kind of business school, but targeting the students who major the science or technology, MOT, and database and networking. I'm working on that. So maybe introduce yourself and make a group. Make a group is maybe later on. So my idea is maybe 3 participants from Indonesia and 3 participants from Indonesia and 1 is from Philippines. Two is from Philippines and 1 is India. So maybe 3 participants from Indonesia can be divided into 3 groups, And then, like a janken or something like that, today, we can make a 3 groups. Later, do you know the janken? Do you know? Janken, is it a global standard? Do you know? Do you know that? It's a janken. Yeah. So maybe we can make a group later. で、この辺の the purpose of workshop is the same in here. So you can see these topics. And okay, next question. Next question is kind of the population is increasing now. So in year 2050, around 30 years later, so the global population, how much, how many people will live in 30 years later? Please let us know. We can share. And we can exchange information. First of all, so please each. Nowadays the global population is around 6.3, 6.3 or 6.4 billion people are now living on this planet. So after 30 years later, what do you think? Each one, please. Your figure. Very interesting. This is a very important thing to forecast the world population. What will happen to the world population? Last September, I had a chance going to New York. And New York has a headquarters of United Nations, and headquarters of United Nations has a facilities which can forecast the future projection of the population, and I exchange information together with them for a couple of days. So, what do you think? Maybe. Double. In 30 years? 30 years, double. Okay. Please, everyone, each one, I expect to express the population. 10 million. 10 billion. 10 billion. 10 billion.
Yes, around 10. Because maybe in the developing country, the population still increase, but in the advanced country like Singapore, Japanese, I also asked my friend in Japanese, they want to be married. So
yeah. So what do you think?
So maybe it is about 8
billion.
Yes.
8 billion. Oh. How about you?
Around 9 or 10 billion.
9 or 10 billion. Yes, please.
Maybe 9.
9.
Maybe 9.
Yeah. Maybe nobody knows it. So maybe 8 billion. 8 billion or 9 billion people is kind of maximum. And then after that, the population are expected to decrease. Do you know the reason why?
Among the foods decrease, maybe the total people will decrease because lack of food.
Lack of food.
Lack of land.
There is no land for people to live. It's just like system in the ecosystem. Sometimes species could be increased, but there is also a big that species will be decreased because food, and then there is no place for staying.
Oh.
There's a relationship between the people with the habitats. So there is maybe lack of comfortable place to stay, lack of food, maybe population will decrease.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. And then I tell you the reason why. Okay. If it's a developing countries, the birth rate. The birth rate and death rate. So if there's a developing countries, okay, and if the developed countries bring a kind of a sophisticated medical care system there, so the small child, they will not die. So the population increases dramatically, and the birth rate is very high, and death rate suddenly becomes low. So the population expansion has happened. But after that, birth rate, in another word, mortality rate. pregnant mortality rate will decrease, and then the population becomes stable. What decrease is kind of a textbook says so. But in another factors is because of the information technologies. This is very interesting story, especially in India. Do you know the India story? I mean, have you ever watched the movie of Slumdog Millionaire? Everyone watched that.
Slumdog Millionaire.
The author of Slumdog Millionaire, he lives in Kobe now. Do you know? Swan he's a 領事館っていうかhe working for the embassy of India in Osaka, and he's the head of branch manager at the embassy of India. Now his office is very close here, about 2 stops from here by subway. And I had a chance to talk with him before, and I mean the Jamal. Do you know Jamal? Do you know the Jamal? Jamal. Where did he work? Jamal-san. Where do you remember? What's his job? Yeah, telephone voice. Yeah, he's a telephone appointer, telephone communicator, or something like that. But he can speak English. So the farmers, the average income in India, the farmers' annual income is around maybe $300 or something like that. 10万円 in Japanese だとまあそれこそもっともう very small amount of money around sorry maybe one month's pay of yours. You are paid from Japanese government 10万円 or something like that from Japanese government by this project, and the annual income is almost the same that of a monthly income in Indian farmers. But Indian farmers know that if he trained, if he educate his son and let him go out of the countryside to the big city like Mumbai or Delhi, and if his son becomes a telephone appointer like a Jamal, his income becomes maybe 6 or 7 times that of his father's salary. It happens now. So the more and more Indian people who live in countryside, they are trying to educate their child. I heard of this story from the professor at the University of Tokyo who conducted a survey in India. So the mortality rate in India is dramatically increased, very much increased. So the population in India is dramatically, not still decreasing, but the mortality rate is dramatically dropped down. So it happens in most of the countries except Philippines. Do you know the reason why Philippines population increase does not stop? Do you know the reason why? Maybe you coming from Philippines.
Maybe I can say one of the major issues in Philippines is morality. So because last year, if I remember it right, the Congress is trying to pass a bill to have birth control, but the church is very strong to stop it because it's against morality. So it's implying that as long as a couple can support a child, then it's okay to give birth. Although the quality of life that you can give to a child is sometimes not really good. So maybe it's
that's the reason. Because Catholic is your religion Catholic, and Catholic prohibits abortion, very strictly abortion. So the only Philippine in Asian countries, the population is dramatically increasing. Dramatically. So maybe according to the United Nations projections, nowadays the population in Philippines is about 30 million or something like that. In 20 or in 30 years, the population exceeds 50 million. 5000万に超えちゃうんです。So the dramatically increasing in Philippines. And also some Arabic countries, the population is dramatically increasing because of the religion. Religion, nobody stop religion. So that's a problem なんだけど、nobody can solve these problems. So the population increase is kind of a matter of religion and also the matter of information technology. So if the people knows, my son can gain more profits and more can spend more good lives. So the parents they are stop producing more child, and the population increase will decrease. That is kind of a new theory during these days. They said so. So maybe the information technology will reduce the population expansion in the future. Very interesting story. So anyway, population will increase. Still increase. Some countries like Japan, 2 years ago we have started to reducing the population. Since year 2008. Nowadays, in 8 years later, I mean, at year 2100, maybe our population becomes half, 50% that of now. So maybe the same amount that of Philippines or something. The Philippines is increasing and Japan is decreasing, so the same around the year 2100. So maybe population increase is very natural, very special, difficult problems. And also I had the story of the Obama and McCain. Before Obama became president, they fought each other. And one of my friend is an information specialist, and he's trying to calculate the word, the topics, the speech of Obama-san and McCain-san mixed together on a computer field, computer world. And they produce only one word, abortion. Very interesting story. Abortion. They are talking about abortion. And Obama-san and McCain-san. So this is kind of the purpose of this workshop. Maybe you can read through the same sentences in your brochure. Anyway, so population, the world population is exceeded to maybe 10 billion. 10 billion around 2050. And also the rice plays very important role among the Asian countries. Almost 50% of the total population of the world is living in Asian world. But nowadays, maybe the situation might be changed because of the Middle East. Middle East people, they are also having more population, like Egypt people. Their birth rate is incredibly high. I don't know the reason why, but Middle Eastern countries are also increasing the population now. But still, the portion of Middle Eastern countries is still low. Maybe at most 10% that of world population. But now, in Asian countries, almost 50% people living in Asian countries. And also, next slide. But this is the result. But maybe please imagine. I want the participant to draw this kind of map. Maybe you can see the maps on the wall later on. And you can have discussion together with your partner and what kind of topics are you going to work on that. And also, this is the global scale demand supply structure for food. It's kind of this is yeah, this is the same sentences here. Spatial distribution population satellite imaging data. And have you ever heard of the methodology of GIS? Do you know that GIS? Yes or no? Do you know that? Please explain to other participants. What is GIS?
GIS means Geographic Information System.
Yeah.
And is it's a mapping for different feature of the world. Maybe we can create a map for population, land use, soil, rivers, or all other properties in one single map. We can project each map and we can overlay each map to the single window.
Yeah, that's true.
It's also using the application of remote sensing, satellite images. That's the main purpose of GIS.
Yeah. Maybe you must be familiar with Google Maps, Google Earth. That's a typical one product of geographical information systems. And my background is physics and the meteorology, so I have long worked on the kind of meteorological data sets. But nowadays, making use of geographical information systems, we can easily handle those kind of data sets. So I can show what kind of GIS information are there. まず、あれですね。We have the population distribution data. We know in each area, how many people live there. And sometimes the more precise data sets. Their income or the age, those kind of things are provided by each government. But as for the global scale, Oak Ridge National Laboratory in USA, they are producing the spatial distribution of populations. Why do you think this data set is important? Why population distribution data is important? Why we need that? Everyone, please let me know your ideas. If we have population distribution data sets, what can we do?
So now, because the subject is the population itself, sensei. So when we know how much the population in this area, so maybe the exporter country for rice can export to the highest population area, and then for the government also, if they know our population is high, they can import from searching for where is the nation rice production nation, something like that.
Yeah, that's true. And also any other topics. If we know the population distribution, so what we can know, making the distribution.
Since it's about supply and demand, because if one country has more population, so it means it demands for more food, and based on that, because it requires more food, we can also see that the resources that they can utilize to supply food. So if it is lacking, then other country can provide for that demand. So I think it's like supply and demand.
Yeah, that's true. Yes. Then I will show you the example of the just a moment. Distribution data set that I'll show you. Just a second. And have you ever used anybody who have ever used GIS software? Have you ever done it? What kind of software?
ArcGIS.
ArcGIS in your laboratory?
Yes.
In your office? Yeah, I'll show you. 例えば ArcGIS。例えば Maybe I can show you the example of GIS software, so you will know what is this. Just a moment. ArcLeader. It's a kind of a leader software. I'm using the GIS software, but this machine is not connected to that. 例えば just a moment. こんな感じであります。 this is an example ね。ちょっとスイッチオンね。This is a map of the GIS. で、maybe if you have chance, please try to use GIS. Maybe Hokkaido University has a kind of facilities using this kind of data set. ありますよね、ぐらいに。For example, Ritsumeikan University, Ritsumeikan University, they are focusing on the GIS education. So if you every computer on campus, students can use this GIS software. So Ritsumeikan, すごいんですよ。全部入ってて、フローティング全部やってて。This is an example of GIS. で、for example, if you focus, this is こんな感じだと。You can see このフォーカスが見えて、でね、ワールドシティは、For example, this is the vegetation data sets. Vegetation, and this is the legend. I mean the green, dark green, the broadleaf evergreen forest. And for example, purple is a crop plant. And dark purple is a paddy field for the producing rice. So if you focus on the something like this in Japan, こんな感じで。In Japan, Japan is 何ていうかな、mainly the full of mountain. So those are mountains, but there are also paddy fields. We have many paddy fields. And this kind of, maybe you can imagine this kind of a spreadsheet of a Microsoft Excel sheet, very big Excel sheets. And each grid, they have the, values in each grid. So this is the example of vegetation. And the land use. And this is a kind of a こんな感じなの。こんな感じでこう In case of インディアもありますよ。で、インドネシア、フィリピン。これがフィリピンで、インディアはこちらになりますけど、This is a vegetation data set. And if we clear this, these are population data sets provided by National Laboratory in USA. For example, in case of Philippines, これ、this is the ここがマニラなんだ。This is the マニラ、I guess so. ここがね、シティマニラで、like this. Many people are living here. And this is and each grid, the resolution of each grid is about 1 kilometer. So in a 1 kilometer squares, how many people are living in year 2007? And also they are producing these data every year. For example, year 2002 is here something like that. So if we compare year 2002 and year 2007, we can figure out the movements of people. And more people are coming to the countries, to the urban area, something like that. So for example, in nowadays, Egypt is kind of a problem now. They are having a problem now. So along the Egypt no Nile River, this is the Cairo. In Egypt, more and more people, only people live along the rivers because of the water. This is the Nile River. And this year 2007 and year 2002, So maybe you can know the difference. これだけではちょっとわからないから、もうちょっとああいうハイライトされて、カイロ、year 2002, 2007. So now you know this is the year 2007, but year 2002 it's become like this. So that means more and more people are coming to the urban areas. So have you ever heard of the name of the mega city? The name of mega city. Everybody has ever heard of the name of mega city. This is a red colored place. Is a mega city. Yeah, Jakarta is a mega city. Yeah, this is Jakarta. Bandung もそうだけど、Jakarta is a mega city. Yes, here. And on this map, if the population exceeds 5 million people, it's a red circle. But mega city means 10 million people. Those areas where more than 10 million people live is so-called mega cities. And maybe, please you can remember that. Nowadays, more and more people live in urban areas. This is very important issues. So that almost maybe 80% or in case of Japan, maybe almost 90% people live in urban areas, not country, rural areas. So this is one example. And also, this is a population. And also this elevation data sets. Yeah, this elevation. Topography map. And the elevation. And topography map is very important. Why do you think this is important? Topography map is why it's so important? If we have topography map, what we can calculate? Topography map. Please.
Because
Because
in my experience, because if we want to build something, maybe if we want to make like dump site for waste, we must regarding about the topographic area, we must search the safest place to make a dumping site. If maybe we can build in, if we want to build in hill, maybe we want to select the hill with the not to step, so the waste will not go down in something like that.
Yeah, that's true. Then, do you know that this topography map was developed by at the beginning, first developed by the U.S. Army. Do you know the reason why U.S. Army had to develop this topographic map? Around the 1960s. Very famous story.
War.
Why? Yeah, Vietnam War. Because soldiers in Vietnam, they're hiding in the kind of hiding place, and they shoot the American soldiers. So the American government needs, we have to develop the topographic map, so we can detect the suitable place for the soldier to hide. So that's that beginning. So these data sets are long time. It's top secret. It's not open to the public. Almost more than 30 years. But because of the internet development of internet technology, U.S. government finally opened to the public this data set. Very recent. But around 10 years ago. So you can freely access to this website, and you will know the topographic data. And topographic data can provide us very important issues. For example, agricultural land. If the agricultural land is kind of face to the south, the sun, so that area is good for the agricultural productions. If that area is face to the north, it's not suitable for agricultural production. So making use of topographic data sets, we can figure out in which direction we see that. And in my lab, I'm let my students working on GIS softwares and let them encourage them to working on the graduation thesis related to the GIS. So I will show you the example of one of my students, undergraduate students, developed for making use of topographic data. Maybe you will easily know that the importance of topographic GIS software. I show you. For example, Okay, I very briefly, his topics is he focused on Bangladesh because Bangladesh, the altitude of altitude, do you know the distance from the sea level? Altitude is very low in Bangladesh, and sometimes floods comes. And in India people, if they have heavy rain, they want to release the water to the Bangladesh. That's true. If no water, they want to stop water to Bangladesh. The Bangladesh people are very suffering from serious situations. And nowadays it is said, the sea level rise is influences serious impacts on Bangladesh people. So one of my students research topic this one. So very briefly, I showed it the importance of using Bangladesh. And first of all, the most important thing is review of the paper. Maybe most of them are going to publish or write a thesis, a master's thesis or doctor's thesis in the future. So in that at that time, most important thing is the brief reading. Reading papers or publications, and what other the example of the research or something like that. So first of all, he did through the reports provided from IPCC, International Panel for Climate Change. No, climate change is IPCC. Intergovernmental Panel for Climate Change, IPCC, and WWF. They say in 100 years, the sea level rise is from 0. This values, so almost maybe 1 meter or something, but nobody knows that. And in Bangladesh, they said if the sea level rises, they will lose 70% of the land. And 20 million people have to move the place where they used to be. This is survey. So now, my student, he is going to predict or test his hypothesis, making use of GIS software. Very simple. Okay. So, there are 3 data sets. One is topography data sets, topography data sets, I showed now. And the other is population data sets, also population data sets. And the other is a vegetation data sets. So these 3 examples I showed last slide on the software. So sorry, in Japanese one, these are topographic data sets. These are population data sets. So if we combine topographic data with population data sets, we can figure out if the 1 meter sea level rise. How many people will be under the water. And also vegetation data sets. Vegetation data sets include 20 regions, such as forest data sets and also the paddy fields or cropland fields. So making use of the combining the vegetation data sets with topographic data sets, so we can calculate the 1 meter sea level rise and the loss of vegetation. Next one, 1, 2, 3. This is the topographic data sets on the ArcGIS software. Focus on Bangladesh. And you know, Bangladesh is, the altitude in Bangladesh is very, very low. And so, if 1 meter rise, this amount of area, it will be under the water. But sometimes this is because of the kind of the processing of making a data set. It's kind of a gosat, kind of a misjudgment or something like that. And I met the people who make these data sets in New York last summer, and he taught me that. And also this is a population distribution of population. 1 meter rise. They said this amount of almost 30 million people. 30 million people's area will under the water. And so in Bangladesh, this is the production of Bangladesh. They are producing rice. And the rice production is almost $88 billion a year in case of year 2007. So the very important producing rice production. Rice production plays a very important role in Bangladesh. These are vegetation data sets. There are numbers from 1 to 20, and this is the legends, the 20 legends in Bangladesh. So we can exclude those areas with rice production. This is the rice production areas here. And then altitude data set. This means this amount of paddy field will under the water. So this is his conclusion. So this is kind of an advantage of using a GIS software. So maybe you know the importance of GIS software. Okay. And also another example I will show you. For example, there are the load data set is here. Also the load. This is the load. This is a load data set. So making use of GIS software, we can also calculate. There is also the load data sets. So along the road and how many people are living here, those kind of things. So making use of GIS, maybe we can conduct marketing or in another areas. And also, I showed another example of night map, night data. Just a moment. これか。これですね。まあいいや、この辺後にしよう。データをしよう。で、I show you. So now you know the importance of using GIS software datasets. And also population and income data. Next I will explain how can we forecast the income datasets. It's maybe I developed the income distribution of the world, making use of nighttime datasets. This is an example of nighttime data, a little bit small, but it's kind of a world nighttime. And if we see the world at night, how we can see we can see the surface of the Earth. So the making use of these data sets, we can calculate the income capita in each region. Something like this. This is the nighttime data sets. At night, we can see. And this is the population distribution data set. So for example, if Nepal, we think of the Nepal. If we think of the Nepal has 100 of likes, for example, hundreds of likes. And Kathmandu, the like shares maybe 20 or 30. So maybe we can guess 30% of GDP in Kathmandu, GDP of Nepal is concentrated in Kathmandu. And also from the population distribution data sets, we can figure out the income per capita of each region. Why we did so is because of most of the countries, the data set, statistical data set is lost. Maybe only small amount of countries can develop the very precise income data sets. Maybe if you check the statistical data sets provided by the IMF or another research institute, maybe it's very hard for us to get the income data sets, at least in population data sets. That's the truth of this world. So making use of these data sets, we can figure out the income per capita in each country.で、この辺までI skip areas. So anyway, global scale demand supply structure for rice. So finally, we developed this. And if you are interested in this methodology, I add the reference of papers. You can see this one. This is a reference of the paper. So if you type this word, so this paper can be downloaded from the website. So please read through the data sets. Okay. So maybe I thought it's still 2 o'clock, but it's now 3 o'clock. So we don't have enough time to work on that one. Anyway, so my lecture, I have to finish my lecture. So maybe 10 minutes break or maybe and then we'll divide the groups. So 10 minutes breakのグループ分けちゃいましょう。どうします？Okay, so because we have to move the desk in advance, so let's make 3 groups. As I mentioned, I mean three Indonesian people, they can make a janken. The another groups are janken. They 1, 2, 3, number 1, 2, 3 で they can make 3 groups. で、一番勝った人は一番1ね。I move the desk here. One group. Group 1 is here, and group 2 is here, and group 3 is here. Okay, so please janken. まず、first of all, maybe Indonesian groups, please make a janken. Which one? You are number 1. Remember, you are number 1. Okay. Janken. Number 2, number 3. Okay, another group, please janken. Janken, 3. Hey! Janken. Oh, number 1. Okay, prepare. Number 2. Number 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 で、let's make a group. Maybe we can have a break for 10 minutes. So we will start at 3:10. And then the vending machine outside, if you thirsty, please.